Hello, Steve White, Trick Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89, where we have another non-story story, which is really just the Tachyon Pulse guy talking about how there's been no progress with the new J.J. Abrams Star Trek film. There was supposed to be a fourth film. There's been about 5 incarnations of it, and it was actually put on the schedule, but then it was taken off the schedule, and there's been absolutely no progress, no word of writers, story, anything. They don't seem to be able to decide when it even happens, let alone what it's about. And this is apparently news. I'm like, yes, we knew this. How's this news? But he was speculating that the actual origin film might actually happen, because that does have some, well, I don't know if it doesn't have any movement, but it does have people actually assigned, people who actually have worked on a script and actually we've got a director assigned and stuff like that. So that could happen, but it doesn't look like anything is going to be up in time for the 26th anniversary, 2026, which will be the 60th anniversary of the original Star Trek, because they went out of their way to get, oh my god, it was 10 years ago. They went out of their way to get Beyond onto the screens 10 years ago, and they had a lot of dramas, and they actually had to negotiate between Bad Robot and Secret Hideout and CBS and everyone, because they wanted to do a series and they wanted to do a movie, but they had a no-compete clause, so they couldn't be making a TV series while they're making a movie, but they wanted to make it for the 60th anniversary. They wanted to make it for the 60th anniversary, and they're behind. So it was a huge drama, and Beyond won out, and then CBS refused to promote the film. So they did a 50th anniversary Star Trek film that the Star Trek franchise, which CBS owned, wouldn't celebrate or acknowledge. So it basically just was put out on its own with all the bad, I was going to say bad goodwill, but you know what I mean, from Into Darkness, because the first film was a nice little origins film and everyone was drawn in. We thought we were going to go off and have a nice, adventure, a good Star Trek adventure afterwards. And instead, we got 5 minutes of Star Trek adventure, and then we got back down to Earth for some grim terrorist plot, which ended with Spock fighting on a garbage scow. So yeah, that film did well because goodwill from the first film. Then no one came back for the third film because, the second film. But Beyond wasn't too bad. I mean, they blew up the Enterprise. They said space travel was boring and they're really only alive when they're fighting. So it really wasn't a Star Trek film, but it was a little bit better and spent a little bit more time with the characters and some of the themes that are familiar with Star Trek, but that was it. So that was where we were at, and that's where they left off 10 years ago, and they haven't been able to get anything going since. So this other story does seem to have some merit, but either way, it's a year away. This is not happening. Neither of these films are happening in time for the 60th anniversary. It's not happening. This is not happening. Like, even if they started yesterday, there's no way they could get the film shot and produced with the effects and everything done in a year. I mean, we all know how the motion picture, was finished, but they had a deadline and they paid extra crews. That's not going to happen with this. This is not happening. That's a bit sad. It's also not really news, but the only reason why I'm commenting on it is because why are they commenting on it? But it did sort of point out, yes, we passed a point where there's no way this can come for the 60th anniversary. I keep wanting to say the 20th anniversary. The 60th anniversary, there's no way they can get anything significant out in time for this, which is sad because the whole 60th anniversary isn't going to be marked with anything. And it's just a crime. It's bad enough that the 5th anniversary was ruined by inter-franchise politics and competition, but this one is just being ruined by incompetence and nothing happening. But I can't believe I've talked 4 minutes about this, but I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of, well, there's no other conclusion other than they're not going to get a film out in time for the 60th. But will we actually going to get these films at any point? Like, what do you guys think? I don't know.